Welcome to Book to Blueprint, where powerful books become practical blueprints for real life. You do not need more information, you need execution. This is Book to Blueprint. All right, today we are cracking open Mauricio Umansky's The Dealmaker. But we're not just going to talk about it, we're turning it into a blueprint you can actually use. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the core outcome, like what's the end goal here. Then we'll dig into the big idea that powers it all. From there, it's all action. The operating system to guide you, a step-by-step implementation plan, the recurring behaviors you need to make it stick, and finally, the common mistakes to avoid so you don't trip up. So, first things first, let's get super clear about what we're aiming for. What does success actually look like when you put this blueprint into practice? The goal is simple, but it's huge to hit that high level success marker, not just in your career, but in your life too. This isn't about some vague theory. It's about building your own story through what Umansky talks about all the time: sheer dedication, grit, and a willingness to shake things up. That's the destination we're headed for. Okay, so what's the engine behind this whole system? What's the one big idea you really need to get? Here it is. Success isn't magic, it's a formula, and it's got three key ingredients. First, you have to be completely obsessed with your clients. Second, you need a culture that's genuinely collaborative, not competitive. And third, you've got to adopt this contrarian mindset, a way of thinking that helps you find opportunities where everybody else just sees problems. It's about changing the game, not just playing it. All right, let's get into the rules of the road. This is what Umansky calls the agency rulebook. It's the foundation of his company, and now it's your operating system. These first five, think of them as the foundation for your whole culture. Rule number one, no assholes, is the big one. It's non-negotiable. You build your world with good people, period. Then you've got to have fun and stay hungry. That's the energy. All for one just throws that old cutthroat mile out the window. And where's it to serve keeps the client at the absolute center of your universe. This is how you build a team that actually wants to win together. Now, the next five rules are all about action. They're about being a disruptor. Make some noise and tell it like it is mean you get noticed and you're honest. More of the same is never an option. Well, that's your command to constantly innovate. Dare to dream gives you permission to think bigger than you're comfortable with. And my personal favorite, rules were meant to be broken, is your reminder that the best solutions are often found by coloring outside the lines. You know, this quote perfectly sums up rule number 8. For a guy like Umansky, change isn't something to be afraid of, it's where the opportunity is. He actually built his success by running towards the chaos of a recession, not away from it. If you can really truly internalize this one idea, it is an absolute game changer. So we have the rules. How do we actually put them to work? Well, here is your 4-step plan, and you can get started on this stuff today. This is your roadmap. Step 1 is all about you, your personal skills. Umansky's father taught him that a tiny fraction of a penny can turn into millions. That's the level of detail we're talking about. Step 2 is about getting out there. Step 3, that's where you innovate. You find what's broken and you fix it. That's how he created the agency. And step 4, that's just pure grit. The guy was literally the office valet in the early days. See the pattern? You start with mastering yourself, and you end by making a huge impact on your whole industry. Look, success isn't just a one-and-done thing, right? It's built on what you do every single day. So let's talk about the habits that make this whole blueprint come to life. These aren't just a to-do list. This is about who you become. Daydreaming your deals is really just strategic thinking. You play out every move, every counter move in your head before you ever make a call. Creating emotional moments is absolutely key. Umansky talks about remembering not just clients' names, but their kids' names, what they care about. That is how you build a real human connection that lasts way beyond a single transaction. And this right here perfectly explains that last habit: curate your lifestyle. It's the 8-8-8 rule, something Umansky learned from his grandfather. It's so simple: 8 hours for work, 8 for sleep, and 8 for play. This has nothing to do with being lazy. It's about building a sustainable foundation for high performance. It's how you go all in without totally burning out. And finally, let's talk about the landmines. These are the traps that can totally derail all your hard work. Knowing what they are ahead of time gives you a massive advantage. Seriously, knowing these pitfalls is half the battle. Let's take greed. Umansky has watched people go bankrupt because they refuse to accept a small loss in a bad market. Or talking too much. It's a classic salesperson mistake. You want to show how smart you are, but just shutting up and listening is what actually gets the deal done. Every time you have to actively choose the dealmaker's move. That's how you win. This mindset is so important. It's what allows you to look at a setback or even a total failure and see it as a chance to learn and pivot instead of just letting it knock you out of a game. And really, this brings it all home. Everything we talked about, the rules, the habits, the mistakes to avoid, it all boils down to one thing: your reputation. Like the slide says, it takes a lifetime to build and just a moment to destroy. You have to treat it like gold because every single thing you do is either building it up or tearing it down. So there you have it. The plan is on the table. It's all broken down into clear steps, guiding principles, and daily habits. The only thing left to do is for you to make the first move. If you have a book in mind that should be added to our list, comment below. If this blueprint helped you, subscribe, like, and build with us. More blueprints are coming. Stay intentional, stay consistent. We are doing this one book at a time. And remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So share this with them and grow together. Real progress becomes stronger when it is shared. Build your life one blueprint at a time. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you do.